she was the bringer of life, right? She was the one that kind of helped balance us out. She was the jokester.
She was nice and funny. She was just goofy all the time.
We would sometimes go to the nearest place to get our nails done, and we would do like a pedicure. She
was something that we really needed in life. We actually met in high school. I remember this was the first day freshman year. Didn't know anybody. I was sitting alone at lunch, and Justine and her friends came up and said hi and talked to me, and they sat and had lunch. We didn't keep in touch in high school. We just kind of met, and they were being real sweet and nice, and we went about our lives. Maybe 4 years later, we met again. My younger brother had some people over to his place, and we were having to hang out with a lot of high school friends, and she just happened to show up. That day she walked in, I just knew. It's even hard to explain, right? But I wanted to be around her, and the more I talked to her and her letting me into her life and learning about her son is like the better man I wanted to be, because I knew I wanted to have a family someday.
We had dinner every night together.
On the weekends, we would go to the lake.
We'd go to the Ranger games together. It's every day on the go. We work to live. Our home, that was our little sanctuary, and we're always together. It was always family. School started back up, and of course everybody's passing COVID around. The kids get sick with no problem. They're up in a day and they're just fine. But her and I both got sick the same weekend Andrew did. Andrew and I, after a few days, we were fine, and she kind of had it lingering on.
I was scared because I didn't know what was wrong. I didn't understand what COVID was too much back then.
The next weekend, she seemed fine, but still had respiratory stuff, congestion, real bad headaches. So she went for a checkup, gave her some medication, and she seemed to get better over the next week, so we didn't think anything of it. Well, come that Friday again, she went down real bad. I went to work on Monday, and Aiden called me, and he's freaking out. He just went in to check on her, make sure she was good, and she's just delirious. Called the ambulance immediately. The ambulance takes her to the hospital. Well, I go back inside because Aiden's just distraught, and he told me when he came in to check on her, she said that she knew she was gonna die that day. And they wouldn't let us in the ER, but I didn't let that happen. I wasn't gonna let my wife die and not have anybody beside her. They put her in the ICU, and all they were doing was just keeping her alive. She, I guess, had such a high fever, her brain couldn't take it.
I was just kind of in shock, so I wasn't feeling anything. I was just kind of watching.
I took the kids and we closed the door.
He said that we're just gonna stay with her for a little bit. I can't remember a lot of it, but I remember that I held her hand.
We held her hand, and I let them take her off all the machines, and we let her go.
My dad let us have 2 weeks off of school so we could have a break. I was a bit nervous because I didn't know what other people would think.
When I came back, everybody was just asking about it.
I didn't even give them the choice. I told them what it was and what these people are willing to do for us, so I just brought us.
My first night, I felt partly excited and partly nervous because I wasn't so good around meeting new people.
In the first group, I didn't really talk that much. I was kind of nervous.
I was never the best at sharing my feelings like I am now. I was dreading it. I was not looking forward to the introduction because it's hard. I couldn't make it through. I see that from my son. You know, sometimes you have to pry. He's not just gonna throw it all out there. Maybe he won't open up about it to me, or maybe he won't open up about it to a therapist, but when he gets to come and sit with kids that are going through the same exact thing, it's a little easier to let it out.
I'm happy to go here. It just made me feel better because I felt a lot of stress and like anxiety. I feel like I could talk better without crying as much.
It took around like a few parts of group to be more comfortable talking about the subject of my mom dying. It felt better knowing that I wasn't alone.
Throwing them into it and seeing them take so well to it is a really nice thing.
I like to go outside and play like basketball and stuff, and maybe play around and like answer questions. I just like to talk to people about my feelings, just like get it off my chest.
My favorite part was probably when we do activities and like fun stuff like go outside. There's a lot of fun people there, and they're fun, really fun to talk to. Sometimes we just talk about things that happen at school or like something that's gonna come up at school.
We get to come here and feel a little bit of the weights off our chest. The car ride home is, you know, sometimes we're all talking, but sometimes it's just silence, or we're listening to one of their mom's favorite songs on the way, and it's just it's a really nice thing. From day one, I wanted them to know that if you're mad, let's talk about it. If you're sad, let's talk about it. Like, we can't go back to normal, but we're able to go back and thrive. Now it makes me so proud to kind of see it panning out. You know, in October it'll be 3 years, and you know, they can look back now, and instead of maybe getting mad or upset about something, you know, we could just have a conversation and be like, you know what, Mommy used to love to do that. And I was like, yes, she did. It pulls at my heart a little harder to see them kind of growing up and maturing from it. And that's all I wanted for them, is to not be stunted by it. You know, the Warm Place now it's like part of our family. You know, we come here twice a month and we look forward to it, and really learning everybody's stories is kind of what's helped the most. You know, we're not alone in this world, and when you open yourself to an experience like this, you really feel it. The Warm Place has changed my family's life, and I'm sure it's changed thousands of families' lives before me. We're going to be a part of the Warm Place for the rest of our life.
It helps a lot of other people go there for free instead of having to pay a lot.
I just say thank you every day.
Thank you, and I really appreciate it because it's helped me a lot.
Thank you for donating to the Warm Place.